I don't know. You give Sundial a honk for us? Honk, honk. Honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk. There we go. There we go. Play shopping with you. Any thoughts on how rules? Rule 34 taboo seems to have... Almost my Rule 34 taboo seems to have gone the wayside since the NA release. I don't think it really has. If anything, I've been kind of vindicated because I've seen people arguing against Uma Musume Rule 34. I got dragged for weeks over that, and now people agree with me. Feels pretty good to be vindicated, but also... Crystal Koch, thank you. Thank you for the $10. Yeah, ahead of the curve. I was too ahead of the curve on that one. Can't stop the Rule 34. I've never argued that you can stop the Rule 34. It's just I said that you should not do it out of respect. And now people get it and like I feel like now that people understand that it's based on real horses, now they understand why it's a respect thing. I feel like before people just like, because they didn't actually see the animals, they were coming at it with the mindset of like, oh, who the fuck cares? Like, these are all based on racehorses from whenever time ago. Like, they don't assume that the animal's still alive. They don't assume that the animal is still loved. They just don't care. But now people see like, oh, yeah, like Haru Rara is a real horse. She's like a real elderly horse, and she like they care about her now. Like, of course, people are still going to do it. People are still going to make Rule 34 of the horses. I think you shouldn't. I think, especially because like these licenses can be revoked. Like, now, like, this is another thing people are starting to understand, right? Is that it's hard to get these licenses for these horses. Like, people are learning about Deep Impact. How Deep Impact is, like, his owner will never, presumably, give the rights over to Cygames. And you can talk about all the reasons for why that might be. I'm not gonna get into it. But he refuses. And so you have a horse that is like integral to Japanese racehorse history that will likely never be in the game. I don't think people understand what a big deal a Deep Impact is. I think they're starting to get it. So I think that paired with people actually caring about some of these horses in real life, like Haru Rara, is making people understand why, like, it's a bigger deal. You know? I think, I am personally of the mindset of, like, if these were all made-up horses, who the fuck cares? If Cygames said, no, you can't loot the horses, and they were all 100% made up, like, who cares? Right? But, like, real people own these animals, and a lot of these, not a lot, but some of these animals are still alive. So... Anyways, I'm happy that I've been somewhat vindicated. I am very, very happy to see, because I had people shitting up my chat for weeks. Coming in to my goddamn chat, these fucking gray names, trying to bait me into the looting the horses discussion and trying to argue with me. And people were going underneath my tweets. You can look underneath my tweets from back then. All the people that kept, like, linking to that tweet and trying to argue with me about it under completely unrelated shit. For fucking weeks, people were coming at me about this shit. And finally some people fucking get it. I do think I do think I was ahead of the curve. I think for a lot of things, I've been pretty ahead of the curve. All right. I think. You guys remember that quote? You guys remember that quote from Marty McFly in Back to the Future? You guys aren't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna love it. That's just me. That's how I think. Many horses side games made up to represent real ones. Idiotic for the owners to not sell the license. Look at Rara and how much support she's gotten. I agree. I think it is idiotic. I think it's completely fucking stupid to not sell the rights to your horse to side games. Because you're not even selling the rights. You're licensing the rights. It's a license. They don't get to keep your animal. They don't get say over, like, where your animal appears in media or if they get, like, any documentaries made about them or whatever. It's stubbornness incarnate. It's seriously stubbornness incarnate. Like, at worst, maybe there's an exclusivity where it's like, okay, you can't have any deals with any other horse girl animes should they arise. But, like, yeah, especially if they're dead. If your horse is dead, like, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that, but second of all, like, why are you being so stubborn? Some old guys just want to be left alone to breed white horses. I guess so. At this point, Uma's a money printer, bro. It is. It is a fucking money printer, and people are just flagrantly fucking disregarding it. Maybe afraid of possible design or how they're written. It seems like they can have a lot of control over that. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe they don't get much control. But even then, I would say Uma Musume has never portrayed any of the characters ever disrespectfully. Maybe there's like, maybe you can argue, oh, special week, like tying in a race that in real life she won, like is taking away from her perceived legacy or whatever. But you'd have to really be fucking nitpicking because she's also the main character of the anime, getting a fuck ton of recognition nationally and internationally and being recognized as the fucking emperor of goddamn Japan, like a ruler of Japan. Like, yeah, she's the fucking poster girl. Look at how they handled Rice Shower. Yeah. I would say Side Games is incredibly respectful. And you should have absolutely no fear about them portraying your horse wonderfully. Who knows what may happen in the future? Darmonte and other northern farm horses weren't allowed for years and eventually came. Deep impact is unlikely, but who knows? True. We'll see. We'll see. Let's not steal Rudolph's style. Yeah. Side Games really loves the horses. I think so. They even gave Silent Suzuka a good ending. Yeah. Ah. My girl.